All right, here at the 2017 VRIC, I've got Allan Laboucan. Al, been a interesting 16, kind of maybe on the road to recovery. Seem to be a lot of people in this room, a little more of a buzz than maybe the last couple. What are your thoughts on the sector and how everything's looking?
Yeah, well, this year over last year, I've seen a pretty good. I don't think the enthusiasm is quite as good as it was this time last year. But my whole thesis at the beginning of 2016 is that we're at the start of a multiple-year bull market for gold, and gold's always the leader of commodities. So when gold's going up, the exploration business, the mining business is more enthusiastic. And so we saw a really good start to that multiple-year bull market in gold. We had a bit of an unexpected sell-off at the end of the year. If you can explain to me why everybody thinks that Donald Trump winning the presidency and is bad for gold and good for the U.S. dollar, well, I went to a different school of education, and so yeah, I think we're just in the start of early in the multiple-year bull market for gold, and we're just getting started.
Well, being you brought it up, what are your thoughts of this Trump presidency? Is this status quo? Is this a fuss about nothing, or is there some? I mean, is there infrastructure things here that he could address and taking some of these trade agreements down? I mean, can this stimulate trade? I mean,
well, first of all, don't forget that you're in the United States. The aging infrastructure is aging very rapidly. It's old, and we heard the same promises with Obama at the beginning. He was going to spend a bunch of money on the overdue need for infrastructure spending, and he didn't really do anything. I'm hopeful the country needs to rewire and repower and do things more efficiently. My thesis, and I haven't come out with it yet, you're kind of getting a bit of scoop on me here. In my Outlook 2017 report, I'm coming in with two basic thesis of why I think how I think we can play the Trump presidency. One is I think that he is going to continue these plans of, the stimulate the economy and all these various different methods, and I don't think they really work that well. And so I think that it's going to continue to put fundamental pressure on the U.S. dollar, which is good for gold. I think his plans will continue to be good for gold because I don't have much faith in him doing a lot of smart things. And another place that I really think investors could make money is security of supply. I think that that's going to become a really important thing because now you have a president who can, at the push of a tweet, he can affect trade deals all over the world. And so say you're a potassium guy who needs a lot of potassium in your country, and all of a sudden Trump sends out a tweet and he pisses off someone else on the other side of the world who has all the potassium that's supplied to your country. All of a sudden your country that's farming got a problem. And those kind of plays, I think, are opportunities for investors. I think the gold bull, Trump is good for the gold bull, and I think he'll also be good for companies with projects in secure areas. That security of supply is going to become a more and more important thing. Now we got a Twitter-in-chief in Washington, a twit-in-chief, I guess you'd call him.
What do you make about Yellen's call for potentially 3 rate hikes? You've got a Dow bumping 20,000. Seems to me like a little bit of a bubble. No fundamentals really to support that. Is this the beginning of the end, or business as usual?
I think that the Federal Reserve has painted itself into a corner that it can never get out of. And I know never is a long time. But when you have $25 trillion or $20 trillion in national debt, $25 trillion in household debt, every half a point means a lot. And so the idea that they can move it 3 times is kind of ludicrous to me. I don't know how they're going to be able to handle that. I mean, even a half a point move, your mortgages start changing and everything. And I don't see how they can move to raise rates. And I don't see how they can drop rates either, because I don't ever see the U.S. going into negative interest rates. So they're really confined to this corner that they can't get out of. And it's in my way of looking at things, it's kind of good, Because for years I said I wish the Federal Reserve would just set interest rates, have a computer formula to figure out the rest, and go on vacation. So now they're basically on vacation forever. Interest rates will never really move in either direction in the U.S. as far as I can see.
So if we're sitting here late December, gold significantly higher?
Absolutely. I'm right now I'm focusing my attention. I've recently become the president and CEO of a lithium company called Allan Energy, ION, on the Venture Exchange. And I'm also the president and CEO of a junior explorer for gold and silver and other metals called Advanced Gold, AAX, on the Venture. So I'm trying to put my eggs where I think other investors should. I think lithium's a great space to be in if you got quality projects. I think gold and precious metals are a great space to be in, and I think Trump will help that.
How can people follow your work, Al?
AllanberryReports.com for my reports, and for my companies, alsetenergy.ca. And Advance is still basically a shell, so it's not really that active. I'd rather you give me a little time to build some stuff there.
See what I can do.
All right.
Allan Berry, VRIC 2017.
Thank you very much.